So throughout my entire life, I have basically relied on other people being okay for me to be okay. And here I am reflecting on my own happiness. And I'm realizing that it's just not practical or sustainable. I've had many experiences throughout my entire life where I basically saw other people in, like, a bad mood. Or they just didn't seem okay. And it's like it was my responsibility to change that. Codependency, people pleasing. But what's so interesting now is that I'm looking at it, and as I have learned about boundaries, as I've learned about that's your shit, not mine. Right? As I've learned about all that stuff, it's really transformed my thinking, and the way that I'm seeing things now is very different. Instead of looking at other people and being like, great, you're not doing too well. I guess I can't either. Or, great, you're in a bad mood. Guess I've got to match that energy. What I'm doing now is I'm looking at it from a standpoint of boundaries and realizing that that's their shit, not mine. Right? And it's a really beautiful thing to realize because it completely shifts how I see everything. Previously, I didn't have boundaries. Previously, the way that I approached everything was from a place of enmeshment. Well, they're not doing okay, so therefore that means that I can't be doing okay either. Well, they're in a bad mood, so that means that I've got to just match that energy. No. What I'm trying to do now is, of course, boundaries. And, no, that's your shit, or that's their shit, not mine. Right? The entire world can be on fire around me, and Chris can be having an absolutely fucking fine and dandy day. It's just I've based my happiness, my overall sense of okayness around everyone else growing up. And the more I heal, the more I realize how boundaryless that's been throughout my entire life. The more I realize how much I just want to enjoy myself, regardless of what anybody else is feeling. Right? And that's the other thing, too. Realizing that I can just let people be in their shit, and that's okay. That's very liberating. Right? Instead of Chris to the rescue, what I'm trying to do now is Chris has his own space with his own boundaries, and he can also let everyone else have their own space with their own boundaries. He can let people be in whatever mood or feel whatever it is that they're feeling and put up the boundaries so that he doesn't get affected by it, right? And as I reflect on this, I realize how much energy I have exerted into things I never needed to, that were never my responsibility. And not only that, but also how much of a, down mood I've been in unnecessarily, simply because other people were in down moods. I think that it's very important for me at this part of my journey of healing to really get strong with the boundaries and just recognize that I can be however I want to be. I can feel whatever I want to feel, despite whatever fucking shitstorms other people are going through. Because it's their shit and not mine. And I can choose to not be affected by it. And, it's really interesting, too, because coming from my codependent and enmeshed mind, Yeah, part of me, and it's not coming from me. This is another person's, or multiple other people's voices. Um, that's selfish, Chris. No, it's not selfish. It's actually enmeshed to be so caught up in something that is really not yours. Again, that's your shit or their shit, not mine. Right? And that's all that it is. Other people might get upset with me for not matching their energy. It's their shit, not mine. As I heal, as I learn about, set, and do the best that I can to maintain boundaries, I am now seeing how many people actually don't have boundaries, but not only don't have boundaries, don't like boundaries. People don't like being alone in their misery. They don't. And if they see that you can actually be okay while they're having a fucking hard time, they might get upset, right? But I think that what's best for myself, not just best for myself, but practical. What I don't want to do is find out at some point down the line, like I already have, but even more so, that I didn't have to be there that way with people. I don't have to be in a bad mood just because somebody else or other people are in a bad mood. I don't. Right? I don't have to, you know, you know the rain clouds that walk around. You know them, right? They're there. They're everywhere, right? They turn the corner and you start to see them and you're like, fuck. I need to get the fuck out of here, right? Or for whatever reason, you get sucked into it really fucking fast, and you're just like, like maybe your maybe your mood was like, right, and then all of a sudden it's just like, just fucking caves real fast. So that's what I'm trying to get away from. And boundaries are really cool. I'm really enjoying boundaries. I'm really enjoying just allowing myself to be alone in whatever it is that I'm feeling. And I can feel it by myself, and that's okay. I used to think that I used to think that I needed other people in my company to feel whatever elevated emotions I was feeling, right? Whether, joy, excitement, just happiness, whatever it was, right? I used to think that I needed other people in my company to feel that, for it to be valid. Now I realize I don't. I can just experience on my own. And regardless of what anybody else is going through, I don't have to get sucked into it. I don't. Because that's their shit and not mine. And having that boundary and really just practicing being present with that, that's where the healing happens. And I'm really excited for this.